Getting on a bus and going somewhere, well, it should be easy. And that's what Transdev is doing every day. 11 million people a day, right, are taking. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Transdev, and then we'll go into conversation about autonomous shuttles.
Transdev is a mobility provider and global integrator of mobility. We transport, as you said, 11 million people every day. And we are present worldwide in 20 countries, in Europe, in North America, in Australia, and others. So we have a very strong strategy in autonomous vehicles. We are the operator leader in autonomous mobility operations. We transported 3 million passengers in autonomous shuttles without steering wheel nor pedals. So first operations in 2005, and now we have operations with different kind of shuttles, because we are an operator. As an operator, we want to have, we are vehicle agnostic, and we want to offer to our clients the best kind of vehicle, or the kind of vehicle the most adapted to their needs. So that's a part of the strategy. And the second strategy is we are developing new technology. We are co-developing a new shuttle that you can see there, a mock-up. The name is iCrystal. We made an announcement during the CES. We are working with Torc Robotics. So it's a company based in Virginia, here in the US. They are providing the autonomous driving for this shuttle. And we have announced also a partnership with Transdev, which is a big tier one. So this is the other strategy. So they will be providing the whole vehicle that we will also operate. And all those vehicles will be connected to our global system. Our name is Autonomous Transport System, which includes the supervision, the technical supervision, with a human in the loop, monitoring the state of the fleet, plus a dispatch system that you can see here. So with the app, with the client applications, so for clients to be able to require a vehicle at a certain point, at a certain time, and just we dispatch which vehicle to send to the client.
So are you looking at a last mile type, kind of low speed vehicle in this one that you're developing now?
Yeah. So our vision of the future of mobility, and when I say future is tomorrow, is that autonomous vehicles will add additional services to our existing public transportation networks. So trains, tramways will not be replaced, even maybe very dense bus lanes. So what we are doing is introducing those autonomous shuttles to add services by enlarging the time schedule service. That's what we are doing near Paris. Service with autonomous shuttles when the buses are stopped, but in the same line. And near in Normandy is a geographical extent. So we are bringing people from a neighborhood, from a campus, to a big train station. So that's what we call a geographical extension of the service. So yes, today we are more on a first last mile, and progressively, as shuttles will have better performance, we can run at minimum 30 kph. We will be able to do more than these first and last mile services.
Yeah, so you'll be able to do things like extend services beyond, but also have more frequency, and maybe frequency when you wouldn't have it otherwise, like at night you were saying how you have buses running, right?
Yeah, the magic thing about autonomous vehicles is that additional services, the additional cost is very limited. Once you have tuned your autonomous vehicles to one service, one location, then make it run 24 hours is less more expensive than the 7 or 8 hours of the current service. So we think, we are very convinced that will bring much more service to much more people than today.
And you have been running these without an operator in the vehicle, but you do have a teleoperation service, you said.
Yeah. So we operate today with a safety driver in it that is able to at least stop the vehicle if there's a problem. And we are preparing the technology for being able to put this operator remotely in the supervision system.
And what sort of connectivity do you anticipate needing to those cars? I mean, is 4G going to be enough, or is 5G going to be required? What do you see in that area?
That's a huge question.
And we don't have to address it here. I mean, yeah.
No, because so as I said, so this remote operator participates to the safety. Mm-hmm. So we need communications with very low latency, cyber secure, and safe in terms of no failing. So at least today, because before 5G is available, we are working on redundancy of the existing technology of communications. We need the two different technologies, and in the future, we are working with big providers, and so we are working on 5G because 5G will enhance this telecom need. Yeah.
That makes sense. And as a service company, what sort of things have you learned from actually running these things, 3 million passengers?
So first is that people are react very differently concerning autonomous vehicles for their private car and concerning public transport. Because for public transport, we are already driven by a driver. Mm-hmm. So people are not frightened by the vehicle because you rely on an operator, you rely already on a driver today. So we've heard a lot of people being afraid of autonomous vehicles and not being ready to be driven by an autonomous vehicle. But in the case of our shuttles, first, they are not running very fast, that helps. But second, you are already entering a bus or a minibus. So yeah, the approach is very different, it's familiar. Yeah.
So what about from an accessibility standpoint? Seems like you have an opportunity with a low platform to make it a little more accessible to people of all abilities.
Yeah, this is very important for us as public mobility operators. Offering a service accessible for everybody is important. So that's why we have ramps in our shuttles that will deploy automatically. When you push the button, and the interior of the shuttle is designed for a wheelchair and disabled people. Yeah.
And from an app perspective, if you don't have a smartphone, how do you get on the bus and pay for it and that sort of thing?
The idea, as I said, is integrating those vehicles to the existing network. Okay. And in our existing networks, we already have solutions like a phone or messages. So we will have the same solutions.
Patricia, I really appreciate your time. This has been very enlightening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.